Hey there! So I lost my sewjo for a bit, and what usually works the best for me to get it back is to make some cute but easy projects. And so I decided to try two patterns from smaller creators that I really like, and one I've already sewn 2 times, but I pattern hacked it a bit, so this is the first time that I will actually use the pattern as it is, and it's the Eva top by Cool Stitches, and the second one is QT Tee by Isabel Schultz, Isa in Stitches. And yeah, I'm very excited to try them. Hopefully they will bring my sewjo back, because I just didn't feel like sewing recently. I'm sure you can relate. I think it happens to everyone sometimes, so yeah, let's just start and see how it goes. I decided to start with the QT Tee by Isa in Stitches, and the first thing I did was lengthen the pattern a bit. I usually have to do this because I'm tall, so I just measured the distance between the armpit and the waist mark on the pattern and on me, and I figured out how much to lengthen it, and it was 5 centimeters. I did it on both front and the back piece, and also on the ties that are on the side seams. Then I took this plain white jersey and started cutting out all the pieces. Then I realized there is a big stain on the fabric. I tried to show it here, but I managed to cut around it, so we're good. I did wash the material, so it got stained in my drawer somehow, or I bought it like this, which is possible because I got this fabric in a fabric outlet. When I got all the pieces cut, I started sewing it with shoulder and side seams, so I pinned it all. No need to waste any time. I sewed the sides on my regular machine using super stretch needles and 2 cm seam allowance. It has to be done this way because the seam allowances will become channels for the ties. Also, I already made a mistake because it should be hemmed first. So as you will see, I'm gonna have to seam rip it soon. While I was there, I sewed the ties as well, and then the shoulder seams on my overlocker. I forgot to change the differential feet setting before starting, so the first seam got a bit stretched. I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't the best start after the break. And I also sewed the neckband into a loop while I was there. I spotted a rainbow while sewing, so at least finally something good. I then turned the ties inside out and seam ripped a bit of side seams at the bottom to hem it. Then I sewed the seam allowances at the edges to create channels for the ties. Sorry you can't really see it well. Then I fed the ties through the channels, pinned and sewed them at the top, and proceeded to the sleeves. I pressed the hems first so they're easier to sew later, and I also pressed the neckband, and then I sewed the seams on the sleeves, unfolding the pressed hems. I hope that makes sense. And then I hemmed them. Then I pinned the sleeves to the armholes, right sides together, and started stitching it together and almost cut a pin. It took me a while to take it out. I could just cut it. It happened before, but I tried really hard to make this knife last, so I just wanted to avoid it. When it was done, I took the neckband, divided it into quarters and marked it with some pins, and then I did the same on the neck hole and pinned them together, and then sewed it, stretching a little so that the neckband was stretched to match the neck opening length. And this is how it turned out. I think it's really cute, but I'm not gonna lie, it was a rough comeback for me. But it was all on me. The pattern is actually really easy. Also, I'm not sure about the size, but my fabric is really stretchy and soft, so it might be the reason it's a tiny bit loose for my taste. Okay, on to the next one. This is gonna be the Eva top by Cool Stitches. I wanted to make it kinda patchwork and use all the little pieces of this pointel jersey that I got as remnants at my local shop. They're all about 50 centimeters, and also I have this bigger piece of it in white, which I decided to use for the back, as it's all just one piece, so 50 centimeters wouldn't be enough. I played around with it for a bit, trying to decide what color to use where, and then I started cutting everything out. I had the pattern already prepared and lengthened because I used it before, but I decided to lengthen every piece at the bottom by another 5 centimeters to make it extra long so I can tuck it in my pants better. I obviously had to forget about lengthening at least one piece, and it was this one, but this fabric is white, so luckily I could cut another one. I laid it all as it will be sewn and already got excited by how cute it was. I tried to figure out if I wanted long or short sleeves, and I decided to go for a long and make them from 2 pieces because my fabric was too short to cut a long sleeve. But I'm not even gonna show it because I cut it off right after trying it on, lol. So then I pressed one edge of this underbust padding so it's easier to sew later, and then started actually sewing the front pieces first. Then I pinned the front bottom part I've just sewn to the top part, and I remembered to turn my camera on when I was finished, so I'm sorry I can only show you basting it. I really recommend basting it. It takes only a minute, and this seam is tricky to sew because it's curved, so it doesn't hurt having it extra secured. It turned out looking pretty good, so I proceeded to press it down. Really do your best pressing it, it really affects how this binding looks finished. I pinned it and sewed it on both edges on my regular machine. Now that the front was done, it really was just a regular sewing process for a regular t-shirt, so I sewed the shoulder seams and also the turtleneck band, then pressed it all and then pinned and stitched the sleeves. And then I pinned it all the way from the sleeves to the bottom of the side seams, and you can see a glimpse of my failed long sleeves here. And after I stitched that, I proceeded to the turtleneck, which I did using that old dividing into quarters and then stretching it method. And I decided not to hem the bottom nor the sleeves, so it was done. I really like how it turned out. These are not my usual colors I go for, but I think it's super cute and I can't wait to actually wear it. And I'm sorry this video was a bit rough and all over the place, but I needed to do something to just get into sewing and filming again, and this was it. I hope you liked it anyway, and if so, then make sure to click the thumbs up, and for more sewing related content consider subscribing. And I think that's it for today, so see you in the next one. Bye!